Hello, today I'll be showing you how to be a blacksmith in Roblox Empire Clash. Timestamps should be provided in the description so you can jump ahead to whatever section you want covered. Make sure to use my code SirHussin up here for free 1000 coins in Empire Clash. First, let's start with the basics. Blacksmiths have pretty much one role. The role is to take in raw resources they get from the stores. The raw resources are wood, coal, iron, leather, and gold. And they want to turn these resources into finished goods, which you can do by accessing a stockpile. There are a total of 4 shops. There's the firearm store, the tool shop, the sword shop, and the armor shop. Each shop has its own inventory. So each shop has its own resources, its own things that it sells, and yeah, its own efficiency. For the most part, you don't really need to care about most of the other stuff, like the efficiency of who owns the shop. What you want to care about is this thing right here, the store inventory. This is just the monastery firearm store. This is where the inventory is here, but it could be different in every capital. It is different in every capital. So when you open it right here, you can see the amount of units that are existent and what you need to craft it. Now, if you look right here, this is an infantry musket, the most used gun. As you can see right here, it requires 11 wood, 1 leather, 2 coal, and 4 iron. Well, someone just took the wood and has begun crafting it. So you can see right here, this blacksmith right here, he just took the wood and began crafting the infantry musket. In my case, I do have 5 wood on me, so I'm going to sell the wood to the shop for a profit. And then after now, I can start crafting it. Crafting is pretty simple. You just have to go do the things that are highlighted. And once you're done with all the steps, you basically just finish the item and it goes for sale in the shop. This process is then replicated for every single item. Every single item that you craft as a blacksmith does require input goods. You craft it, you sell it, and yeah, that's basically the same thing for every single item in the game. However, as you can see right here, this Warsaw normally would earn 15 coins for crafting it, but since it's out of stock, we can craft it and make 30 coins, so that's also pretty useful. You get twice the coins for crafting something that is out of stock. So if you're looking to make money, this is a pretty good way, but not worse as I'd recommend making out of stock guns. So now we've covered what you have to do as a blacksmith. There's a couple more stuff I want to go over. First of all, what you will usually encounter is something that goes along this. You try to open the inventory and you're out of resources. What do? Most blacksmiths, what they'll do is they'll just start typing in chat, "We need more resources," and they'll just sit here idly. This is not how you're productive to your team. Instead, what I recommend you go do is when your shop's out of resources, like this one's, it's really low on resources, especially wood. What you want to do is you want to go out and get yourself some tools. You start with rusty tools. You can get iron axe if you go up in the skill tree. In my case, I have iron axe, and you just start getting resources. You can chop trees, or you can go mine some ores. You never want to just do nothing because you're just useless to your team if you're just sitting around doing nothing and waiting for resources to magically show up. Because I can assure you, it will be much faster for you to go and craft it and for you to go and gather resources than waiting for someone to magically bring them to your shop. It's very rare that people actually bring stuff to the shop and that the economy is coordinated, so you'll just have a much better and easier time doing it yourself. As you can see, I've harvested enough wood. I'm going to sell it. That's 12 wood in the shop. And there we go. We can go back to crafting. Something else I want to cover is the shop efficiency. Shop efficiency basically is something that goes up the more you craft in a shop. So every time you craft an item, it goes up by a bit, and it slowly goes up more and more. The good part about shop efficiency is basically it makes it so you can craft items much faster, and yeah, that's just good in general. Being able to craft faster means you can use up the resources faster and just make guns faster. And in a big war, when a lot of guns are consumed, you being able to pump out guns faster than your enemy is just, well, it's a benefit. Shop efficiency does get reset though whenever you lose your capital or your territory. So, yeah, be careful about that. It goes all the way up to 100%, which can reduce it by a considerable amount. When it comes to shop ownership, I can make a separate video going more into detail about how it's calculated for shop ownership. But in general, the most important thing you need to remember about shop ownership is just that the shop owner, whenever something is sold in the shop, he'll get a percentage into the earnings right here. And there's also just the flat small amount that gets added to the shop sign every few minutes. That's just the basics. I can go in more into detail in another tutorial. Let me know if you'd like to see that. Something else I'd like to cover is the blacksmith skill tree. These skills are just nice to have. I mean, they're not like game breaking, but they just make stuff a lot easier. So, for example, this ice water one, this helps you craft things faster. You require less steps. This one, same thing, but with armor. This one is you spawn with an iron pickaxe and axe instead of a rusty axe and rusty pickaxe. This one, okay, yeah, this one helps you donate more to the foreman. It's rarely used, but technically you can put more resources into the foreman. Very rarely do I see this ever used, but yeah, it can help sometimes. And this one just, yeah, it makes it so you can contribute more to engineering structures. But again, most of the time, blacksmiths will just be playing as economy classes, so this rarely is ever used. This one makes you spawn up a rusty pickaxe and axe. This one makes it so you can hammer faster, you require less steps, so it's kind of like the efficiency I mentioned earlier. This one again just makes it so you can craft faster. So yeah, basically this whole right section of the skill tree is just about like speeding up crafting and increasing resource gathering, which it's good, but it's not game breaking, but it's just some nice things to have. This one, yeah, this one is also again when it comes down to the foreman, yeah, it basically makes it so you can donate resources faster. And this one is actually a very good skill in my opinion because basically what it does is that every time a janitor brings back a body to your capital, you'll get a chance of getting some resources, and that's how I've actually gotten all of this. I've already almost gotten 10 iron, 10 coal, and I also had wood, but I sold my wood. But the only way I got this was just because janitors were just gathering bodies. So this can actually be very useful if you have a very big team and you have janitors bringing back bodies. This could be a viable method to get enough resources, and you could genuinely sustain a shop off of that. So I think that's very often underlooked. Left side, you have double disapprove. I mean, this is useful if your monarch sucks and you want to kill him, but meh, besides that, not that useful. This one helps you repair gates. Usually not that useful because people just ladder above gates. But in the case that there is an engineer breaking down the gate, then yeah, you could help defend the capital. But I don't know. I've rarely used this tool. Yeah, this one's good. It gives you more melee damage. I mean, it's good to have if you're gonna get attacked. At least you can protect yourself more efficiently. Yeah, this one's also pretty good. It just makes your money go up faster when you're crafting stuff in shops. But again, in general, you do make a considerable amount of money whenever you're a blacksmith either way. So I personally think that this one right here is just by far the best. The recycler trait. Um, this one I've basically never seen this used. I've in the very rare instance seen this used. Basically just lets you convert a peasant to a blacksmith for free. It's extremely rare that anyone ever uses this thing. I haven't seen it used in honestly over a year. And I've been playing this game for 3 years, so yeah. This is like the most useless skill that no one uses. This one's also very good. It just spawns you in for war scythe, and you might say, well, war scythes aren't that good. But trust me, with that 20% melee damage bonus, plus you just have a militia of people with war scythes, and of course you just have the army to back you. This could actually be pretty effective in defending a capital. And it also something else that is efficient is that let's say territory was out of supply, like I don't know, Farmstead was under attack, and I wanted to protect Farmstead, and it'd be out of supply, and I couldn't spawn as a regular soldier. Spawning for war scythe would basically just mean I have a free weapon. You know, if I was to spawn as a footman or surgeon, I wouldn't get my infantry recruit. So this is actually pretty useful, and yeah, that's kind of the meta on how you protect territories when you're out of supply. All this is just you get a bit more money for crafting stuff. Yeah, this again is never used. You can give out orders to peasants technically if you own a shop, but no one ever uses this. I haven't seen this used in months. And even when it is used, just people you can just disregard the order. So this is just completely useless. And yeah, secret stash lets you craft one gun without, well, not gun, but item without requiring any resources. And I mean, it could be useful in some circumstances, but again, it's just one thing. It's not that good either. But of course, you don't want to waste on something cheap. I would probably recommend producing like golden armor or a Baker rifle or a blunderbuss. But yeah, no other reason to really be using this. And yeah, this lets you get a shop for free. I mean, it's handy if you're really poor, but shops are really cheap. They only cost, what is it, like 200? Shops only cost 200 coins. Um, and every time you craft something, like if I was to craft an infantry rifle right now, if I was to go here and I was to craft one, so you had to get 180. This is already enough for me to afford a shop. There's no need for me to have a free shop. I already have enough by just crafting a singular one of these things. If I make a baker rifle here of my secret stash, I already have 213. 213 is already enough to buy a shop. So again, kind of a useless skill. But yeah, that's pretty much the basics on how to be a blacksmith in Empire Clash. The main things you need to take away is just never idle. Don't sit around waiting for resources to magically show up in their shops. They're not going to show up. Please go out and get them yourself. Don't be drag on your team. And yeah, just fill demand for shops, make stuff, level up your blacksmith, and be more efficient. If this video helped you learn anything, please like the video. And I also make a lot of videos on this game, so if you want to see more, you can just subscribe. Thank you.